Hey there, good evening everyone, and welcome back to this week's edition of Friday at 5. On this, our 10th episode, we're going to be highlighting the final bills that Governor Brown signed into law, as well as discussing what they mean for the state going forward. We're really excited today to talk about local student activism for the Second Amendment, but first, let's discuss the upcoming race for governor here in California. Gavin Newsom has made it clear since day one that he's anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, and he continues to follow through with this action as well. From Cow Palace in Daly City to the gun show in Del Mar, Newsom has always shown his distaste for hunters, sports shooters, and anyone who enjoys owning and using a firearm. But we can stop him this November. Recent polls show that he only has a 5-point lead over his opponent, and that gap continues to close. With your help, by getting the pro-2A community out to vote this November, we can be sure to hashtag Stop Newsom this November and protect our Second Amendment rights. If you haven't looked at our voting guide already, be sure to click in the link below in the description, give it a read, and send it to all your friends. Now, let's go over to Heather Allen with our special guest.
Hey everyone, I am here with Ben Keene, who is not only the president, but also the founder of Young Americans for Freedom at Orange Coast College. Thank you so much for being here today. Can you tell us a little bit about the foundation?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Young Americans for Freedom at Orange Coast College is a branch of the Young Americas Foundation, and our goal really is to bring free speech on campus and defend it, and also to defend issues like the Second Amendment. We defend pro-life, and we also are, very defensive of conservative values and our constitutional rights, really.
That's great. Was supporting the Second Amendment something you grew up with in your household, or is it something that you became more knowledgeable as you grew older?
Well, I've always supported the Second Amendment, but I think it really sparked for me when the school walkout started happening. This happened about half a year ago during the spring, and basically our school compelled everybody to walk out in protest of gun violence. So the school said this was going to be a non-political memorial, and we were going to have 17 minutes of silence for all of the victims of the event. But in reality, it was highly political, and what they ended up doing was having anti-Second Amendment speakers come on campus, and also they compelled everybody on our campus to write basically a letter to our congressman about how to end gun violence.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not even in college, it also happens in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. I do remember talking to you at Real World, and you mentioned that you think it's very important for young women to be more knowledgeable with firearms. Can you explain a little bit that?
Yeah, I think this is an issue that is something that I think is revolutionary, really, because young women all the time are really prone to being attacked. And I think that could be whether they're by themselves, they're at night, or whether they just don't have someone around to protect them. So what I usually advocate for is teaching women how to use firearms properly and allowing them to basically concealed carry. Because, I mean, imagine if a woman's in a situation where one or two men are trying to attack her or assault her. I mean, you have three options. You can have pepper spray, a rape whistle, or a firearm. And I see a firearm as an equalizer, and that's a way that a woman can protect herself and really end a potential threat.
Thanks for coming by. Keep up all the good work you're doing, and thanks again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather, for that great interview. This past Friday, Governor Brown finished his final term as governor by taking action on various gun-related items. One of the three 2A bills that came across his desk on Friday was Senate Bill 1100, the bill that would ban adults 18 to 21 from purchasing a firearm. Sadly, this bill was signed into law, and we here at CRPA plan to fight it however we can. There were two major victories for the Second Amendment in California, however. Senate Bill 221, the San Francisco-led ban against the Daly City gun show, was vetoed by Governor Brown, in addition to Senate Bill 1177, which would have rationed purchases to one per month. Finally, in a huge win for the hunting community, Governor Brown also vetoed Senate Bill 1487. The bill that would have banned hunters from legally bringing in African trophies to California. We would like to thank Governor Brown for his common sense approach on these bills, and most importantly, we would like to thank our members for standing up and fighting against this legislation all year, as we will be looking forward to their support when the legislature begins again. I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Friday at 5. For more great 2A content, follow us on social media. The links, as always, are in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to CRPA TV TV on YouTube and ring the notification bell to make sure you never miss our updates. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to tune in next week.